to your March reading with me. Hey, thank you guys for being patient. Yes, you are the last of the uploads for the month, and I know some of you have been waiting. I always say the last is the best, so we'll be working on that for you guys, although I've just done the Sagittarius reading and I don't know if we'll be able to top that. You'll have to have a look at that if you want to see what I mean. Do check your moon and rising signs, and also if you're a cross watcher for Aquarius, enjoy the messages that are coming. We will start with some intuitive messages that I have worked on for you guys last week when I was tapping in to prepare for the readings, and also a little bit of background information about the astrology that is going on this year. Well, there's heaps of it, similar to last year. But a major one that's going on is the Saturn-Uranus conjunction, or square rather. The first one was on February the 17th, the other day. Then we have another one on June the 14th and December the 24th. Now this may cause a little bit of consternation when these alignments meet, and it has like a push-pull effect within our own psyche. Some of us may feel it more than others, and you guys this year, you Aquarians, are actually in for quite an intense line up this year. There's a lot of Aquarius activity in the background, and I think it's going to affect you guys to varying different degrees and levels personally at whatever level you are resonating with and what's going on in the background of your life. So this square that's happening 3 times this year, of course, has your ruler, your planetary ruler in it, which is Uranus. He's a major player in the energies that are circumnavigating us for the year of 21. When these big outer planets take a role in the astrological layouts, if you like, and the perturbations that they put forward, they are intense because they're such slow moving planets. They don't come around that often. So when they decide to do something, we feel it, and we feel it big time. And I think you can say that's how 2020 started to shape up, because that also had big outer planets pulling and pushing and forming the year as it actually unfolded. So Uranus represents motivation, freedom, change, and escaping from our comfort zone. And of course, that is you guys to a T. Saturn, however, represents authority figures, rules, boundaries, traditional establishments, and he is the planet of karma. So with those things pushing and pulling inside of us and externally as well, in the environment and our communities and the planet globally and collective conscious, we are finding a lot of really weirdness sort of happening to our thoughts, our situations, the world, the politics, countries, everything. It's topsy-turvy, and it's tipping and pulling and changing. The 20s is going to be a major decade of intense change, and by the time we get to the end of the decade, we will look back and see what has unfolded and realize how big it was. Anyhow, some of the messages I got for you guys were, this could be a big year for many of you in quite different ways. Change is sure on the doorstep. There is potential for some argumentative energy, fiery and abrupt. This is your messages for March. You may be choosing who stays in your life and what and who you trust. Be careful of words you say. You know, if you use your words in a harsh way too often, because Aquarius, you are the thinkers and the talkers, it's kind of a natural thing for you. But if you're not too careful about how you verbalize things, you could see relationships severed, and you could see people moving out of your life forever. So some people will choose to leave your life permanently, and some you will choose to have them leave your life permanently. This is a big, wild period of intense change, and the last 2 words I've got are be cautious. You know, think about what you're doing and how you're doing it and who you're interacting with and how you're making your change. It's going to be bigger than most of us realize yet. That's all I can say. We're going to use these 3 decks. This is the Star Tarot, utilizes chakra energies. This is the Oracle Energy deck, and this is a Doreen Virtue Angel Therapy deck. So I'm going to move these 2 aside for now, and we will start with this deck here and see what's coming for you guys. So this is for Aquarius for March 2021. What is in store for them? What is it you would like them to know, focus upon, see, understand? just remember to check your moon and rising signs. I think I've already said that. So you've got the Hierophant. That is Saturn, quite literally, in many ways. That's the establishment, rules, boundaries. It's old religions, it's philosophy, it's stoicness, it's abiding by the rules, it's being contained and it's being confined. So some of you might feel this push-pull as we move into March, especially since we've just had this Uranus-Saturn square, and you might be feeling restricted, or like other people are ruling how you feel or what you say or what you do, or even institutions could be. Some of you might want to break free from this. However, on the other hand, some of you may be more interested in looking into it from a philosophical or spiritual perspective and sort of opening up to the broader perspective of religion or studies along those lines. One of the major aspects of this card in particular is this third eye sitting up here. This is kind of like the psychic eye, and the colour of this card is the purple indigo colour, meaning be intuitive and listen to insights and wisdom coming from your higher self, from the psychic realm, from your spirit guides, from the esoteric or the greater universal cosmic source. And this will help to lead you on the path of what it is you're seeking, or where you want to be headed, or what you want to follow or believe in. So quite a powerful card in many ways to come out. It is giving you the message to get more intuitive, trust your psychic senses, listen to them. You may experience some really powerful synchronistic messages and energies over the month of March and moving into 2021. And some of you may feel restrictive or tied up or bound, and some of you may be wanting to break free. The next card, the total opposite in colour palette, is Temperance, another major arcana for you. Now this card is all about balance and bringing balance and harmony into your life. Sometimes you can do this through water and like diets and making sure you are hydrated. Our physical bodies are 90% water. It might even be more than that, it might be 98%. So having enough water and being hydrated is very, very important for many different facets of us. So especially our physical body, it's very important for the brain to be hydrated, because when you have not enough water in your body, you put big organs under stress and they don't function properly, and you can actually cause damage too. So make sure you're hydrated. It's also a great way to purge things out of the body, and also toxins and feelings and thoughts and emotions as well. She is on the verge of balance, and she has this great capacity to also feel knowledge and esoteric wisdom and values as well. In fact, I'm just going to have a look at the meanings of this card in the book for you, and I might read some of these words out because I think they could be relevant. She is also in the sort of base or sacral chakra area of the body, and I often find when these cards come out, if we aren't balanced or open in that metaphysical spiritual aspect, then we can have trouble manifesting what it is we really want in the areas that these chakra points relate to. So if this is the base chakra, it relates to home, finances, job, stability, feeling safe and secure, so not feeling flight or fear. It also is merging into the sacral chakra area, which is about creativity and passion, and often our jobs as well. So let me just read. The keywords here are fulfillment, destiny, guiding others, replenishment, and blending. The meditation you could use is: when personal power is not owned, it can be misused and directed in a hurtful way. Who in your life was unaware of their personal power? How did it influence you? And to do it differently, own your own power and support others in doing the same. What comes forward to you here? The situations that appear tempting or easy can send us hurtling back lower vibrational energy. The colour of her hair is the second chakra of orange, indicating that she is operating from her feelings, which may indicate the lack of a solid foundation. Remember, emotional confusion may indicate a need to review the prior chakra, which is the base chakra, which is what we talked about. Make sure you are solid in your footing before progressing forward. So there's a few messages here that I'm feeling for you guys that are really pointing to checking things out, which is what I said in the message at the beginning. Make sure you are using some sound logic and establishing what is right and wrong, and be sure of it, because I think for a lot of you there's some permanency in the moves that you may be making around this time frame. You might regret some of them in the future, and there may be no going back. You know, there may be no undoing some of these steps that you are taking. The sun has come out. This is a beautiful one to receive. It is about buoyancy, harmony. It's about magnetism, manifesting the dreams of your desires, focusing on the energy of the sun, fueling yourself with joyfulness and love and harmony, and bringing in the energy like of childhood, that innocence and enjoyment and being outdoors and laughter and support. It's also possibly about new love, romance. Can be a fertile period, so fertility, pregnancies, conception, but this is also ideas as well. And then we have the King of Wands popping in. Just lately, the readings I've been doing for this month of March have had a lot of court cards coming in. So it often means that people are being interactive with you in the month. So it's not a month to necessarily hide away and sort all your own drama or stuff out. You're interacting with other people as well. So that's another reason to think carefully about how you make your decisions and who they affect and how they affect you mostly. So the King of Wands can be about entrepreneurialism, businesses, finance, business associations. It can be about passion, ideas, creativity. If it's not about those particular aspects of your life, then it can be a person who is a fire sign energy, who is like a king. So someone who is regal and who is sitting well in the position of their life, because the king is at the top of his tier. He is doing things well. It might be someone you use as a mentor. It might be someone who opens up and helps creative resources and projects for you as well. So what else is coming here for Aquarius for March 2021? The Empress. This is another card of fertility. So you've got a couple here, and in fact all these three together, which are the major arcanas, well, you've got 4 major arcanas, which proves to me too that it is a big month. And when the major arcanas come out, it's like the universe is deciding what is going on here as opposed to you. So sometimes it means you don't hold the key to control. Life is unfolding and evolving as it's going to, and pushing you into the next paradigm for you, into the next life choice, into the next set of decisions. You're part of the journey, but you don't necessarily control it, and sometimes that can be a bit frustrating for us as well. But the major arcanas that have come out for you are actually some of the nicer and brighter and more positive in terms of the Sun, the Empress, and even here the Temperance card. So the Empress is about fertility, it's about love, romance. It can be about feeling sated with life and being happy, also enjoying the harvest of something that you have done over the past. So whether it's your knowledge that is reaping you rewards, or whether it is relationship statuses that have reaped you rewards, there's a feeling of happiness and contentment, but also that you give out this happiness and contentment to others as well. So you can be a source of, like, being a mentor yourself, or of backing other people up, or supporting them and nurturing them one way or another. There's definitely budding romance here for some of you if you are looking for romance, or there's the rekindling of other relationships that may have been going through a trying time, and they are brought back into harmony and back into balance, especially when we think of the Temperance about bringing balance and harmony into situations. So there's plenty of positivity within this reading. There is lots of light, and the Sun is a great protector as well. It's also a healer. It can be a time of fertility, as I said. This might be conception of a business or a pregnancy or an idea or a new relationship. But this can also be a time of healing the physical body too, from many different aspects. So some of you may go through a period of healing. The Five of Swords is really bringing up what I talked about before in terms of arguments and discourse. And if you do choose at this time to have an argument with someone, it may be that they go away forever, that two of you or a group of you can no longer see eye to eye, and you're just not interested in what they're saying, and vice versa, and you go your own way. So think carefully about who it is that you might be choosing to have these disagreements with, because it could be very permanent. It could mean, the card can be saying to you that if you think you might still want these people in your life, like say they're family members or they've been lifetime friends, then try to have the communication with them in a more subtle way, in a more comforting way, or use a mediator, for instance, especially if it's something that you are trying to settle. So maybe there's been an argument, or it's a court case or litigation, or it's a family separation or something like that. Use somebody else, a mediator, who can try and get from the two of you to meet in the middle without too much damage being done. Because in the end, life's short, and do we really need all the arguments and discourse? Because I'm sure we can work out and end up at the same point in a more harmony-based manner. This is quite often the way. The moon coming out, you've got a few now that have the blue, which is communication, but also the bluey purpley, which is about trusting your psychic self and tuning into that higher vibrational frequency, the collective conscious energies, your cosmic supporters and networkers along those lines. At the moment, we're missing any yellow coming out, which could mean that we are either slightly overzealous in terms of our solar plexus area, which is our confidence, our personal power, our personal strength, or it could mean that you are lacking at the moment in your personal power and strength, or that it's been zapped, or that it's feeling a bit flat. We'll see if any do come out as we deal another couple of cards. The moon can mean hidden agenda. It can mean working with water sign people sometimes, and I'm getting the feeling that there may be something going on here that is argy-bargy between you and a group of people, and it might be things that are a wee bit hidden, or that you're keeping on the down low, or that you can't see it coming yet because it's also a bit of a hidden scenario. But the moon talks to us about emotions, and sometimes our emotions being out of balance, and we've had this message up here with the Temperance, bringing balance into situations and using intelligence as opposed to emotional energy to sort through any problems that might be arising. And there's definitely the need for communication in this month of March. This also talks about hormones, hormonal balance, and bringing that into line as well for any of you who might have that out of kilter. It also talks about our feminine energies. So we've got the sun and the moon. So I think the planets are playing a really big role for you guys, and I also think maybe the eclipses when they come, which will be in May and June of this year, I think, but also the eclipses that have just been in November may have played big roles in situations that you are dealing with now or working through personally. So coming back to the moon, it is very much about our feminine emotions as well. So there's no doubt I'm getting a big call here for bringing things into balance and harmonizing and not overreacting to situations or things people might say or things that are temporarily popping up. Okay, let's just see what else. One last one here for Aquarius. Oh wow, I love the World card, and it hasn't come out at all for the whole of this month's reading. It doesn't come out that often, and I understand why. The World talks to us about the evolution of our soul and the fact that we walk through all of the previous journeys and get to this understanding of who we are, what we want, and where we're headed. at the end of experiencing much in our lives. And this is the last of the major arcanas in the tarot deck. It actually refers to the chakra energy above the crown chakra, which is known as the star chakra. And it's the initiation of that when we hit the world, because that is esoteric and cosmic energy coming in, and it's your understanding of the massive universe and all that is, and the knowledge that is behind it. And if you see now, we had the sun and the moon, and we're up in the cosmos again. So this, it really reeks to me about this planetary alignment that is happening, and it's, you know, this Saturn-Uranus conjunction, and the fact that Aquarians will be in, I guess you could call it the firing line for 2021, but it's not necessarily that. It's just that you guys are going to be activated and initiated, and you're going to experience a hell of a lot this year that's going to create change and topple things, and you're going to go, what the hell is happening to me? You know, what is going on? It's a period of finding this calm and finding this understanding of your journey and where you are headed and what it's all about, and maturing and growing into this vast arena of knowledge that is you, but even more profound and even bigger. This is where we're headed as humanity, into the age of Aquarius. So much is changing for everyone, but also for yourselves as well. These three cards here are mighty, mighty powerful, and I think they have some very deep personal messages behind them for you at your own personal level. So to focus on them, take a photo of them, meditate with them, spend time outdoors. Particularly, every single one of these is referring to being outdoors in the day, the night, in nature, trees, flowers, animals in particular as well. So there might be something in here for you that empowers you, or opens you up, or gives you insight, or allows you to feel more connected, or gives you power back. That's really powerful that you got so many major arcana cards, because if we remove just two from the reading over here, and it could be this King of Wands might be someone, as I said, you might be having a disagreement with, but all of these are your major arcanas, and this is how I feel your year is playing out. So 6 major arcanas, that is big for anyone. Do you see what I mean? Do you see that that's exactly what I was saying at the beginning before your reading started? So take a look at that. And some of you may feel that lack of the solar plexus energy in there, and you may notice it, and you may be working with it, and you may be trying to regain some power or some strength or some personal strength. And just as a piece of interest, the bottom card, another major arcana, the Judgment card. And this is also epiphanies, awakenings, awareness, hearing messages from the external forces, from the cosmic helpers, from the greater being of what we are. I mean, we're all connected to everything, as far as you can think, as far as we can feel, in this timeline, in past timelines, and in the future. So that's how vast we are, and that's often how vast we're trying to collectively, cohesively find out what we are and what we're doing. So wow, yeah, I did say, you know, you had to wait for your reading to be uploaded, and that the best is the last. This is a big reading, and there's a lot in here, and I know that I will be skimming over some of it because it's a general reading, and I will just tell you the basics, I guess. But there's so much power and knowledge and information within here that the more you look into it yourself and you dig into it, the more you will pick the power up from this reading. And that's another thing, like, I'm talking, but that's just the minor aspect of a reading with me. Everything that's going on behind here, the cards, the vibration they're giving off, the energy that's coming through to the video, the celestial helpers that are here that are inputting vibrational energy as well. Every time you tune in, think about it, look within, meditate on it, you will be activated. You will pick up those background energies as well. So boom, yeah, she's big, bold and ready to rock on into March, guys. Whew. Okay, I'll put these aside as much as they are really, really interesting and they were really giving off a lot of power. Let's just see very quickly what this deck has to offer. This is for Aquarius for March. It's a bit wonky donkey, shuffling. All tied up. Adjacent possibilities. The door to personal healing and happiness. So these two are sort of saying, you know, there are options. Maybe you're feeling a bit stifled, or maybe you're not sure which way to go. Maybe some of you feel as though there's not enough freedom around. And that again is at night, like that moon card was at night. The moon can sometimes also suggest affairs, 3 people involved in relationships or issues or situations or businesses. They're telling you to look hard. There are other opportunities. Some of them may seem upside down or inside out, like these doors do. Some of them may lead to nowhere. Some of them may lead underground. Some of them will lead to the light. And to the light, there's the door to personal healing and happiness. So there is this wonderful harmony and balance that can be found when you do some introspective work and when you connect to peace and calm and light and flow. And that's when you bring the manifestation in as well. Indecision, a little bit there, the same as the all tied up, just pondering, do I go left or right? And the same as that too, the adjacent possibilities. So it feels as though some of you are trying to make decisions about something and you are uncertain. You know, it could be career, it could be relationships, it could be health modalities, but you've got some options and some choices to make. Don't allow the feeling tied up to be the thing that makes the decision. Free yourself and then feel a bit more freedom to allow yourself to decide which adjacent possibility you might like to take. A journey, again at night time, we've seen that with the moon. I do think the planets aligning are making something for you guys. You're starting on a new journey. It's a little bit of this trepidation of, oh my goodness, is this what I really want? Is this where we're really going? Do I feel it? Or am I tied up to something else? Am I bound to something so I can't start my journey? But there's freedom there, and there's new direction, new choices, new change. This could even be at your own interpersonal level with yourself, changing your ideas or how you feel about life in general. So it could be very deep and personal. The angel of strength. That's nice because we didn't see the yellow solar plexus chakra coming through. There's something very strange going on at the moment and I'm not sure what it is, but the Leo, the lion energies have been coming out for every reading practically. And I think it is a Leo full moon at the moment, but I might be wrong on that. But he's coming out all the time. It's almost as if we're being empowered somehow to gain personal strength or collective strength within us as a community or within all humans. But you can pull on him and utilize him for any way you feel needed, whether it's personal emotional strength or physical strength or spiritual strength or group or work or career or manifestation, whatever you like. But he is around a lot, and I'm also thinking he ties into some sort of Leo energy. So some of you may have Leos in your life one way or another as well. Patience. Just take your time, and I've said that at the beginning, don't rush into things. There is time. We do have time on our hands. Victory, yay. See? And when we take time and work through slowly and we have the patience to deploy to things, victory will be ours in the end. They're actually two beautiful cards. They're giving off this lovely kind of golden soft aura. So just meditate with it, think on it, focus on those, utilize those energies. They're very good cards, guys. The heart chakra and earth angel. The answer that you seek is in your heart. Be open to giving and receiving love. Some of you are here as light workers. You've come to earth to teach about love. So 2 cards there, emulating the energy and the gentleness, the forgiveness, the bliss, the happiness, the laughter, the support of love. And of course, I said that earlier, you had a lot of love in your reading with the Empress, who embodies love as well, and she is the green chakra, which is love. You had the Sun, which is also the love of life and the power of life as well. So you've even had a lot of love here in the background as for you that has come in for the reading. So focus on whichever part of these messages is the most relevant to you, and you've got a lot going on for the year. I think this is a lovely reading to progress further into the year, and March is a period of change because it's the equinox on the planet anyhow, so we change seasons as we move into autumn here in the southern hemisphere, and you guys move into spring up in the northern hemisphere, and that usually creates a little bit of turbulence anyhow, and we can feel that at the human level. So I hope you have managed to be able to pick up some of these very deep messages and, you know, spin with them, and I hope that they are beneficial to you and you gain some peace and calm and clarity from them. Thank you for subbing the channel. Check your moon and rising and any cross-watching that you want to do for other people in your life, for their astrological signs. Leave your comments. It's lovely when you do. And take care, everyone. Be safe, be happy. Much love. Namaste.